Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be reviewing the Google Pixel 4a 5G edition. Just as a quick disclaimer, in no way am I a tech reviewer or will I get deep into specs with this device. I simply just want to share with you my experience and perspective from an average consumer. In this video, I will simply be covering the things I like about the phone and what were some things I didn't like so much. So without further ado, let's get into the video and I hope you enjoy. Thank you. Welcome back to my channel. Today I will be reviewing the Google Pixel 4a 5G. It took me a minute to be able to separate the 4 and the 5 and everything like that. So I have the phone here with me and I'm just going to be going over some of the things that I really enjoy about the phone and some things that I don't like so much. So one of the first things that I really like about this phone is the ability to separate personal applications versus work applications. I bought this phone specifically for work, so the fact that I can do that would just, if I had this phone in the beginning, is really helpful. I can look with I keep all of my work applications in one place. I can have a separate contacts list for all of my work contacts versus all of my personal contacts and keep them completely separate. And that was one of the things that I really enjoyed about this phone after using it for about 2 weeks now. So another thing that I really like about this phone is the battery life. I can go almost over a day without having to connect it back to a charger, which has really came in handy, especially when my device my iPhone has completely died. So I really like that and enjoy that for having just an extra phone just in case or in a time of emergency or anything like that. Another thing that I enjoy, something really small, but I enjoy the ability to be able to customize different things on the phone, such as app size, keyboard color, widgets and different things like that. I know the iPhone you can customize widgets now, but I really enjoyed that on this phone, being able to add my own little flair or own little customizations. Really helps put a special touch on it, and I enjoyed that. So I wanted to show you further into the settings and simply show you how you can customize everything from wallpaper to light or dark mode. And what's unique to me, especially coming over from using an iPhone, is how you can easily customize your app icons, what they look like, the shape, the color, and everything of that nature. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So I also wanted to give you an idea of what the video quality was like. Here is a video of my dog watching the snowstorm take place of where we live. And I also wanted to take a few pictures showing you the rear facing camera image quality. The picture on the left is taken in night mode, so you can see it did a pretty good job taken in a dark lighting setting, and the picture on the right of the plant was taken in the daytime. So hopefully these image and video can be helpful as well. I also do like the screen size. I have, just for reference, I have the iPhone 11 Pro, so this is this size, and then this is the Google Pixel 4a, so it's a little bigger. I did miss having a bigger phone. So definitely for using it for work, for being able to write emails, being able to write documents, being able to see Excel spreadsheets and different things like that. It has been really enjoyable, and I like that as well. So when getting into some of the cons of the device, one of the things that, let's start small. One of the things that it's not really like bad or a con, it's just something that I didn't like. It's just when it comes to entering in my passcode on the iPhone without using Face ID or Touch ID or whatever you may have. Once you put your passcode in, it just unlocks you and you're good to go. With this phone, what I find is that it will wait on the screen until I actually hit the enter button, and then it'll let me in. Otherwise, I'll just use the fingerprint on the back of the phone to get in, which has worked pretty well. Another thing that I didn't like that much with this phone, I don't think I'll be using that much since it is a work phone, is the front facing camera. To me, it seems so grainy, and I'll show you actual tests of that. It just seems more grainy to me than what I'm used to coming from using an iPhone. Now, I did notice that it takes some time, like once you take a front facing photo or selfie, I'm not that big into selfies, but when you take a selfie, it'll show blurry at first, but then it'll take a couple seconds, and then kind of the image quality will get a little bit better. But I just wasn't a fan of it. I didn't like it. This is my personal opinion. Another thing that I didn't like is the notifications. It could just be because I'm coming from, or I'm used to using my iPhone, and I haven't used a Android operating system in a while. But so for when you get a message, it'll show you a message. It'll show a little notification option in the message center or where you're on your message application. But for whatever reason, for my emails, and I know I sound like just a person complaining, but for whatever reason, for my emails, it doesn't show a notification. And I will only know if I got an email if it shows up on the lock screen or if it shows in the notification center. I went through all of the settings and I made sure badge notifications was turned on, and for whatever reason it just will not show for emails. It'll show for calls and text message, but for what I needed to do, I would prefer to show for emails, sort of like what I'm used to when I use my iPhone. And then lastly, you know, one of the things that it's not really like, again, this is not really like a con, this is just me sharing my experiences. When it comes to being able to swipe between different applications, what I've noticed is, I don't know if it's oil on my finger or what, but when I try to swipe up, let me see if you can, when I try to like swipe up and use this feature, sometimes it'll get stuck, and I'll try to show that as best as I can, but it just gets stuck, and now I'll have to switch or use a different finger in order for it to function right. Now, a lot of phones, eventually, I've been using phones for a while, a lot of phones have some type of like glitch, or sometimes the oil on your hands affects how the screen navigates and how you go back and forth from one thing to the next. But yeah, that's just one of the things that I didn't like so much. So yeah, these are just my personal experiences using the phone. I really do enjoy the phone, using it as a work phone, especially the price point. It was, I think, in the $500 range, which is literally like half the cost of an iPhone. So, and I wanted to try something new. I've been using iPhones for about 8 or 9 years, so I wanted to just try something new. And for a work phone, I can say that it gets this job done for me. So hopefully my experiences and my perspective might help someone that might be looking forward to maybe use a different phone, or maybe you want to use a different phone for work or anything like that, or just curious about different features of the Google Pixel. I'll also show different photos and different videos and stuff like that I took compared to my iPhone, which I think could also be helpful. I do enjoy the rear facing camera, I think that it takes really good pictures, and in some cases it took actually better photos in my opinion to my iPhone. It really just depends on what you want to use the phone for. For me, using it for work, I like it a lot. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, don't forget to leave me a like, don't forget to comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy Super Bowl Sunday.